Hello guys and welcome back. In this lesson we're going to learn the necessity of div tags and why do we use them. So first of all, let's navigate to our brackets editor in which we have done all of our coding. So here's our brackets editor, and in this lesson I'm going to tell you how to insert div tags and why do we basically use div tags. So div tags will be created inside our body tag, and we will close this div tag right after our last image tag. You can also call them as a bucket, and this means that it covers all of our code such as these image tags and our block code tags. And we can use style.css to style these div tags, or in other words call these div tags, and as soon as we give some style to these div tags, it will be applicable to all of these tags present inside this bucket tag, or in other words our div tag. So let's navigate to our style.css file, and inside this file I'm going to call my div tag. I'm going to open up my curly braces, and inside this tag, for example, let's say I'm going to give it a margin left of 50 pixels. I'm going to save this. I'm also going to save the index.html file. Now I'm going to navigate back to my index.html file, refresh, and you notice that we have a margin of 50 pixels from the left. So what if I increase this margin in my style.css? For example, I change this to 400 pixels, or let's say change this to auto for now. Save this, go back, refresh. So it does not do anything. And what if I change this auto to 400 pixels over here? Save this, go back, refresh, and you can see that it has moved all my div tag, or in other words all the items present in my div tags, or all the tags present in my div tag, to the center of the screen, almost the center of the screen, or in other words 400 pixels to the right from the edge of this screen. So one more way to do this is, for example, if I don't have these div tags, let's get rid of this div tag, save this, go to our style.css, and over here instead of this div I'm going to call my paragraph tag, and I have my block code tag and my image tag. So I don't have my paragraph tag over here, I have my block code tag and my image tags. So let's save, go back, refresh. Now it's a little bit messed up over here, it's not in line, and so on. So this makes the page a little bit sloppy, and this is not a good practice, and that is why programmers use div tags instead of using these. So let's wrap this again inside a div, save this, wrap this inside a div too, save this, and now once we refresh we get 400 pixels margin from the left. So this is why we use div tags. It's just that we can move the items or other tags present inside the bucket tag, or in other words div tag, wherever we want on our web page. Now one more thing is that we can style this div tag too. For example, if I need to give my div container or my bucket a color, I can go back to my brackets editor, and over here I can give it a color of, let's say, red. I'll save, go back, refresh, and nothing happens. It's perfect because I have to write over here background color. Now if I save, go back, refresh, we have a background color of red, and we have our div moved to the right side because we inserted the property of margin left and we inserted the value of 400 pixels. We can also make text align to center, refresh, and now we have all our images to the center of our div tag. So this was the end of this lesson. We learned that why are div tags used, and we learned why most programmers use div tags instead of separate tags and calling separate tags in style.css. So stay tuned, keep practicing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the discussions tab, and let's move to our next